All right, qualifying is over. Neither win took to the track, so it's just a 16 car field. I think this is the second biggest field we've had for this series, so this ought to be good. Second biggest field, smallest track. Trey Whitehead and Kevin Ward start on the front row. Richard Fornshell and Garth Snyder on the second row. Sheldon Pearson and Russ Kilgore on the third row. James Harris, Harley Barletta on the fourth row. Josh Cadill and Jim Cook rounding out the top 10. 11th is William Mann Jr., Brock Whitehead in 12th. William Mann Sr. right behind his son in 13th, Derek Wynn in 14th, Robert Wynn Sr. in 15th, Robert Wynn Jr. in 16th. As everybody gets loaded onto the track. 100 laps around a 3/4 mile moderately banked track. 14-degree turns, 2 degrees of banking in the straightaways. A little bit bumpy on that bottom line through, especially through turns 3 and 4, and a lot of guys will get loose up off of turn 4 for whatever reason. It might be the bumps or the track banking or whatever the case may be. Turn 4 is where you tend to see everybody lose the back end. Looks like Trey Whitehead is getting the rear tires rolling. He did a burnout there waiting on them to go. Buck Howard cheering on Garth Snyder. Garth is in third. No, I'm sorry, he'll be starting in fourth. Up on the high side, Garth getting the championship in this season. He is always, or in the last season, he's always the contender out here. And look for him to be a points contender before the season is out. He's one of the most consistent drivers in the field. Pace car is in. Barney the flag man, flag in the air, green flag, and they are down and away. And off into turn 1 they go, kind of watching to see if anybody makes any really gutsy moves here. Nothing yet. Everybody trying to settle in. The top 4 go single file, and Garth sends it off into turn 3. Caution is out behind, and Garth, I don't know how Garth did that. He must have just not gotten on the brakes at all. Let's see if we can find the incident that brought out the caution. Oh, it looks like Jim Cook got around a little bit. See if we can see exactly what happened to Jim. It was just enough. Looks like he might have gotten a tap from the 22 of Brock Whitehead. Gets into Derek Wynn just a little bit. Great save by Jim Cook. And I want to see this pass one more time, just for my own curiosity, as Garth really sends it into turn 3. I don't know, he's got to have his brakes back way up. What a pass. You do not often see a pass on the high side here, especially one that good. Pace car back in. Trey Whitehead, Kevin Ward lead them down again. Off into turn 1, everybody staying single file. Or staying in line, I should say. Not single file by any stretch of the imagination. And it looks like Kevin Ward was trying to pull the same move, couldn't do it, that Garth pulled on the last one. Now Fornshell down to the inside for third. Full Bore Kilgore now up into 5th and coming forward. And a lot of Harley Barletta has wrecked. Caution is out. Oh, Harley gets loose off of turn 2, hits the inside wall. That's what happens when you put Jar Jar on the hood. Trey Whitehead did just run the fastest lap of the race so far. Kevin Ward in second. Garth held on to third. Richard Fornshell in fourth. Russ Kilgore in fifth. Sheldon Pearson sixth. James Harris seventh. William Mann Jr. is eighth. Jim Cook has recovered tremendously. He is back up into ninth. And William Mann Jr. started in 11th. He's up to 8th. Josh Cadell in 10th. Brock Whitehead 11th. And here come the wins. Robert Wynn Sr. in 12th. Derek Wynn in 13th. Robert Wynn Jr. in 14th. William Mann Sr. in 15th. And Harley Barletta back in 16th. As they get the one to go. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. What a move by Kevin Ward. He drops down to the inside line immediately, trying to get lined up. As they come off of turn 2, Garth is side by side and actually clears to get up into back into 4th. Russ Kilgore right there with him. Sheldon Pearson back there as well. James Harris currently running in 7th, looking for 4 wins in a row here. Now James Harris up to 6th as he gets past Pearson. And Jim Cook continues his march to the front as Fornshell's in the wall in 3 and 4. Caution. Oh, and it looks like he just got a little tap from Garth and went straight up into the wall. Almost saved it there for a moment. Rough start to this one, but the guys will pull it back together. Fornshell on pit road for repairs. They have 3 fast repairs available for this race. Jim Cook and Brock Whitehead, the two big... No, it's Brock Whitehead and Derek Wynn are the 2 biggest movers. Brock now up to 8th after starting 12th. Derek now up to 10th after starting in 14th. Jim Cook started 10th, although he did go backwards on that first caution and has picked up a ton of spots and gotten back up to 7th. Fornshell is back up off pit road. They're getting lined back up. They should get the one to go. Lights are out, 1 to green. Trey Whitehead, Kevin Ward on the front row, Garth Snyder and Full Bore Kilgore on the second row, James Harris, Sheldon Pearson on the third row, Jim Cook, Brock Whitehead, William Mann Jr., and Derek Wynn rounding out the top 10. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. Trey Whitehead gets a good jump on the field down the straightaway. And a little bit further back as they continue to battle here. James Harris looking for win number 4. He is currently in 6th, looking for a way around Sheldon Pearson, losing a little bit of ground here. Brock Whitehead, who had one of the fastest laps in practice, currently 8th place. William Mann Jr. clears him. Jim Cook clears him. Oh, Kevin Ward. Oh, a big pile up coming out of turn 4. Caution's going to be out. A ton of cars tore up. And I couldn't tell if Garth got under him because he got the push from behind. But then it all stacks up. Harley Barletta gets caught in it. Garth Snyder is caught. Brock Whitehead is caught. William Mann Sr. is caught. Fornshell, Russ Kilgore, Robert Wynn Sr. Yeah, just the back half of the field all caught in that mess. All coming to pit road for repairs. And look who is now in second place because he managed to avoid the chaos. James Harris, looking for win number 4. Ironically, in the number 4 car, is in second. Pissed Off Pearson in third. Jim Cook now up to 4th. Great recovery by Jim Cook. Involved in that early incident, gets sent almost all the way to the back of the field, loses a ton of spots, and has just consistently marched his way forward since. William Mann Jr. has managed to get a little bit lucky and follow Jim Cook forward. He's now up to 5th. Derek Wynn in 6th. William Mann Sr. in 7th. Brock Whitehead is 8th. Harley Barletta is now 9th. And Trey Whitehead has led every lap so far. All right, lights are out, 1 to green. Can James Harris pull that same move we saw earlier in the race and make the pass into the corner on the high side on this restart? Trey Whitehead has got to get a perfect restart here to keep James Harris behind him. Pace car is on pit road. And Trey Whitehead gets a good start. Green flag is in the air. He manages to stay out ahead of James Harris. Pearson down to the inside. Jim Cook slots back in 4th. Caution. Looks like full bore Kilgore is involved. Oh, it looks like that might have started with Harley Barletta just ahead. William Mann Sr. involved in that as well. Looks like, oh, Harley just did not anticipate the run he had. Gets right into the back bumper of William Mann Sr. and turns him. So Trey Whitehead still managing to hold on to the lead. James Harris in 2nd, Sheldon in 3rd, Jim Cook is in 4th, William Mann Jr. is in 5th, Derek Wynn up to 6th now after starting 14th. Brock Whitehead up to 7th after starting in 12th. Robert Wynn Sr. is now in 8th after starting 15th. Harley Barletta coming off pit road. Fornshell still in getting repairs, as is Russ Kilgore. Russ Kilgore is now off pit road, and hopefully Fornshell will get back off here in just a second. William Mann Sr. now coming to pit road for repairs. Fornshell off pit road just before the pace car. A rough start to this one after we've had some extremely clean racing so far this season, but short track racing in a big car can often lead to a little bit of chaos. The top 6 cars are the only ones who have not been on pit road so far tonight. William Mann Sr. on his way back off of pit road now. And they will stack back up and get ready to go green. Thought Derek Wynn's car looks like it might have a little bit of damage on the left front, right behind the left front wheel. Pace car ducks off, coming through 3 and 4. Green flag is back in the air. James Harris spins the tires on the restart, gives Trey Whitehead the jump he needed. Sheldon Pearson now in 3rd. Jim Cook slots in 4th, and here comes William Mann Jr. Battling side by side. Derek Wynn's going to try and make a move on the high side. Trey Whitehead out front trying to pull away from James Harris. He's not getting very far. Sheldon Pearson now in 3rd. Jim Cook in 4th. William Mann Jr. in 5th. Brock Whitehead is 6th. Derek Wynn 7th. Robert Wynn 8th. Josh Cadill 9th. And Kevin Ward in 10th. James Harris just ran the fastest lap of the race, and he was over a 1/10 of a second faster than the leader. He is faster, but he has not found a way to pass yet. Trey Whitehead said he'd do everything he could to keep him behind, and now Jim Cook looking to the inside in 1 and 2 for 3rd. Gets the nose in on Sheldon Pearson, gets a run up off of turn 2. Pearson fighting back on the high side. Pearson sends it into 3, but doesn't look like it. Jim Cook clears him out of 4. William Mann Jr., the other car who has been marching forward, along with Brock Whitehead, they're 5th and 6th. Derek Wynn is now back into 7th place. Oh, we've got a wreck in 3 and 4. Caution is out. Let's see if we can see what happened here. It looks like Josh Cadill just gets turned around a little bit. Oh, and Garth Snyder is right there. Garth Snyder seems to be running out of luck. Trey Whitehead is coming to pit road. Is this his one pit stop for the race? Can he go from here on tires and fuel? Jim Cook now up to 2nd. Pearson up to 3rd. William Mann Sr. back in 11th. Josh Cadill 12th. Garth Snyder now coming off pit road in 13th. Trey Whitehead comes off in 14th. Fornshell is coming off pit road now in 15th. Russ Kilgore coming off in 16th. And Josh Cadill now jumping down to pit road. Let's see if he gets tires on this stop. Hits his pit box, and do the right sides go up on it? Nope, looks like a repair and probably a little bit of fuel, and he is down and away. But for the first time tonight, James Harris has assumed the lead. And now they will stack back up. James Harris will have to battle with Jim Cook. He's about to have his hands full. Sheldon Pearson in third. William Mann Jr. has worked his way up to fourth now. Brock Whitehead has worked his way up into fifth. Pace car about to drop off. Jim Cook has made a pass on the high side here tonight. Can he do it again to take the lead? Pace car in. Green flag in the air. James Harris does not spin the tires, but it looked like Jim Cook had a problem. As Sheldon gets to the inside, and here comes William Mann. Jim Cook now pulls away up to second. Now it's Pearson and Mann side by side. William Mann Jr. now has a nose ahead into three. Almost clear of Sheldon Pearson. Oh, a little wiggle. Caution. And it looks like, oh, William Mann Sr. drove in too deep. When he got on the brakes, it just sent the car around. Robert Wynn Jr., Derek Wynn, both on pit road. Nobody else comes to pit road this time. James Harris still in the lead. Jim Cook still in second. William Mann now in third. Pearson in fourth. Brock Whitehead now up to fifth. Kevin Ward in sixth. Robert Wynn Sr. in seventh. Harley Barletta in eighth. Trey Whitehead in ninth. William Mann Sr. in 10th. Garth Snyder 11th. Fornshell 12th. Josh Cadill 13th. Russ Kilgore 14th. Derek Wynn is going to come off pit road in 15th. Robert Wynn Jr. coming off in 16th. Lights are out on the pace car as they stack back up for the restart. Pace car about to drop off. And green flag is back in the air. James Harris down and away. Jim Cook gets left in the dust this time. Manages to hold on to second place, though. William Mann still having to fight off Sheldon Pearson on the high side. Brock Whitehead right behind him. Kevin Ward starting to make his way back towards the front. Harley Barletta gets by. He is now up to 7th. Trey Whitehead in 8th. Remember, Trey Whitehead has come to pit road. The top 4 have not. Will those fresher tires pay off? Oh, we've got a wreck. Jim Cook is around. Caution is out. Oh, Jim just gets loose off turn 4, almost saves it, gets into Brock. And let's see, he's got significant damage on the right side of that car. The left side looks fine, though. He might be able to... We'll see as he comes off of turn number 2. He was pushing that car hard. Yeah, it is a significant aero damage. Hopefully nothing mechanical. Hey Sheldon, it's Doug. You got me?
Yep, gotcha.
Hey man, you're going to get the chance to start on the outside of James this time. You got something for him?
I don't know, man. On these old tires, I don't know if I got anybody anything for anybody behind me either. So I guess we'll see here.
Well, hopefully you can at least hold him up a little bit so some fresh tires can get to him and just slow him down a little.
Yeah, he's been winning a lot of these things. Somebody's got to stop him.
Ain't that the truth? Well, good luck, buddy. Hopefully it's you.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, Sheldon Pearson. I don't think he realizes James Harris is still out there on old tires, as is William Mann Jr. Everybody behind them has been to pit road at least once. Looking to see if the lights have in fact gone out on the pace car. Yes, they have. They'll line up side by side. It is James Harris and now Sheldon Pearson on the outside, William Mann Jr. and Kevin Ward on the second row. Brock Whitehead, Harley Barlett on the third row, Trey Whitehead and Garth Snyder on the fourth, Josh Cadill, Derek Wynn rounding out the top 10. Jim Cook will restart in 16th, but that doesn't seem to matter. Jim Cook's came from behind already once tonight. Pace car is in. James Harris gets a good jump. They're down and away. William Mann down to the inside of Sheldon Pearson for second. And here comes Brock Whitehead on the bottom for third. Pearson fighting back on the high side. And this is exactly what James Harris wants to see in his mirror. If they're racing side by side, he is gaining ground. Battle back behind as Fornshell tries to make his way back to the front. The 89 just gets into the back of the 57 of William Mann. Caution is out. And it looks like the 89 just kind of turned down, did not expect the 57 to check up as much as he did. All right, now William Mann will start right behind James Harris. They are teammates in other leagues. So how hard does he run him here? As they get the 1 to green. Harley Barletta has made his way back up to 7th. Garth has made his way back up to 8th. Brock Whitehead has continued his march forward. He started in 12th. He's been to pit road once already. On lap 15, he is now up to 4th. William Mann Jr. suddenly having a blinking issue. And it looks like the caution is delayed for a lap. as everybody is coming back off pit road. Robert Wynn Sr., Robert Wynn Jr. both pitting under this caution. Jim Cook has already made his way up to 12th. Expect to see him back up in the top 5 before too terribly much longer. Looks like a single file restart on this one. Pace car is in. James Harris is down and away. Green flag is in the air, and the top two get a huge jump on the field. Now Pearson has to fight off a hard-charging Trey Whitehead and Brock Whitehead. They're side by side out of turn 2. Brock slips ahead. Right behind him, Harley Barletta and Kevin Ward are battling it out. That is for 6th. Kevin Ward has the advantage for the moment. Jim Cook right on the back bumper of Richard Fornshell. Jim has been coming through the field quickly. Fornshell had some of the fastest laps in practice. Sheldon Pearson has gotten past William Mann Jr. for 2nd. And here comes Brock Whitehead looking for 3rd. Off of turn 4 they go. Down the front straightaway, just past halfway. James Harris currently has a 6/10 of a second lead over Sheldon Pearson. William Mann Jr. in 3rd. And here comes Trey Whitehead to the bottom under brother Brock Whitehead for 4th place. And Brock looked like he was going to try a crossover on him there. Couldn't get it done. Jim Cook has made his way up to 11th. Fornshell now up to 10th. And Fornshell looking down to the inside on Josh Cadill. Cadill goes high. Jim Cook going to try and follow him through here. Jim Cook gets the nose in. Caution is out. Looks like William Mann Jr. involved this time. Did Trey give him a little? It looks like Trey gave him a little bit of a bump. Trey on fresher tires than William Mann Jr. is. A little damage to the right front. William Mann Jr. will come to pit road this time. I can guarantee you that. And that'll also put Trey Whitehead on fresh tires, starting right behind James Harris, who has not been to pit road yet. He may not have to. With the cautions, he might actually be able to make it to the end of the race on the fuel he has. Sheldon Pearson in 2nd. Trey Whitehead 3rd. Brock Whitehead 4th. Kevin Ward is 5th. Harley Barletta in 6th. Garth Snyder now in 7th. Fornshell in 8th. Jim Cook in 9th. And Josh Cadill in 10th. Derek Wynn 11th. Robert Wynn 12th. Russ Kilgore is 13th. Robert Wynn Jr. is 14th. William Mann Sr. is in 15th. William Mann Jr. in 16th, still on pit road. Hey James, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey Doug.
Hey, do you have extra fuel, extra tires in there? You gonna be able to make it to the end?
Oh yeah, I'm 30 laps to the good on tires. I mean, fuel, I'm sorry.
So with these old tires, you still got your original set. Are you going to be able to keep everybody behind you?
Maybe not Trey, But I think everybody else, I got them covered. I mean, we haven't run, maybe 20 laps on green. I haven't really pushed it, so I was only 2 tenths slower that last lap than my qualifying time, so I think I'm good.
All right, man. Good luck. It looks like it's paying off, buddy.
10-4, thank you.
And you heard him. He can make it the distance on fuel. The tires are going to be a question, but he's not run enough, and he's been taking it easy under green, so he's been saving the tires as much as possible. But Trey Whitehead and Brock Whitehead both are coming. Lights are out. Are they going single file again this time? Looking that way. No, they will go double file on the restart this time. No, they will go single file on the restart. Just over 40 laps to go. Pace car is in. James Harris is down and away. Green flag is in the air. Trey Whitehead, Brock Whitehead have to make quick work of Sheldon Pearson if they want any chance at James Harris here tonight. Kevin Ward back in 5th. Formshell in 8th place and Jim Cook in 9th, continuing to march their way forward. Harley Barletta is in 6th, but Garth Snyder trying to make something happen on the high side. We've seen a couple of guys be able to pull off a high side pass, Garth Snyder being one of them. But Harley Barletta gets the run out of turn 4. And it looks like he gave Fornshell the opening. Jim Cook will follow Fornshell through. James Harris now has Sheldon Pearson all over the back bumper. Oh, Pearson way loose off of turn 4, doesn't let up an inch. Let's take a lap inside Jim Cook's car when he comes back around. Jim Cook coming out of turn 4, following Garth Snyder, looking down to the inside into turn number 1. Can't get the run on Garth yet. Up off of turn 2. A little loose off of turn 2. Loses a little bit of ground that time. Down through 3 and 4 and back up on the throttle off of turn 4. Looks like he's getting off turn 4 better than a lot of guys as they got a run down underneath Harley Barletta. And meanwhile, James Harris is still out front. Trey Whitehead and Sheldon Pearson are battling for second place now. Trey trying to push it down into turn 1. He clears Sheldon Pearson. The one driver James Harris said he wasn't sure if he could hold off is now right behind him. Trey Whitehead closing. Caution! And it looks like Brock Whitehead might have been involved, as well, possibly Harley Barletta. Brock gets a little tap, goes around. Harley gets a little tap and goes around. Oh, Jim Cook has been so much faster off of turn 4. And, oh, Harley gets hit 3 separate times. Brock Whitehead gets hit again as well. Looks like Robert Wynn Jr. also caught in that. See if we can see what happened to Robert Wynn Jr. here. Looks like he did some... Oh, Harley Barletta landed on his roof. and he just couldn't recover it after that. Hey Trey, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, here is your shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this situation I told you about, so we'll see what happens.
I know that James said you were the one driver he is currently worried about, so hopefully you can do something with him here on the restart.
Yeah, he's looking real tight, so if I can send it in the corner, get onto his outside, and pinch him a little bit. He's been hurting real bad on the exit of the turn, so we'll see what we can do here.
All right, man. Good luck, and maybe you are the one to break the streak tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Sheldon's pretty quick, too, but I saw he tagged the wall, so I had to get past him. But, yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right. Trey Whitehead, 4 fresher tires, I should say. He stopped on lap 29. James Harris has not been to pit road tonight. After pit stops and after the caution, it's James Harris, Trey Whitehead out front, Sheldon Pearson, Richard Fornshell now up to 4th, Garth Snyder, Kevin Ward 5th and 6th, William Mann Jr., Jim Cook 7th and 8th, Harley Barletta, Robert Wynn Sr. 9th and 10th. And expect James Harris to fire very early on this one. He doesn't. He holds back and waits and gets the restart. Green flag is in the air. He gets out ahead. And, oh my goodness, Trey Whitehead really sends it down in there, almost into the back bumper of James Harris. Now he's going to look to the inside. Can't make it happen yet. 30 laps to go. And Trey Whitehead getting off the corner, out of turn 4 a little better. He gets the car down to the inside. Clears him through 1 and 2. James Harris up off of turn 2. Now here comes Fornshell and Pearson right behind him, side by side. Garth Snyder in 5th, now looking for a way around both of them. Pearson now to 3rd. He clears Fornshell. James Harris still trying to hold on to the back bumper of Trey Whitehead, but Trey Whitehead is starting to pull away. Fornshell in 4th, and Jim Cook battling with Brock Whitehead just behind. Harley Barletta and Josh Cadill battling side by side. That battle is for 10th. Everybody's starting to settle out a little bit single file for the moment. Garth Snyder in 5th. Oh, the 112 is going. Kevin Award is going around. Caution is out. Oh, it looks like Brock Whitehead tried to move up. He knew he had a run, tried to move up, just didn't get high enough. Catches the right rear on Kevin Ward's car. Trey Whitehead currently in the lead. James Harris in 2nd. Will have another shot at him. Sheldon Pearson coming to pit road. Fornshell, Garth Snyder all on pit road. That moves William Mann Jr. up to 3rd. Brock Whitehead now up to 4th. Jim Cook back up into 5th. Josh Cadill currently running in 6th. Everybody else on pit road. And you got to hand it to Jim Cook. He has been to the back of the field more than once tonight and keeps coming back. Matt Bayer, you were definitely right, buddy. Good run tonight, man. All right, just under 25 laps to go. Trey Whitehead out front. James Harris in 2nd. William Mann in third, Brock Whitehead in fourth. Jim Cook with just an amazing recovery tonight in fifth. Josh Cadill in sixth. Richard Fornshell is in seventh. Sheldon Pearson eighth. Garth Snyder ninth. Harley Barletta in 10th. Robert Wynn Sr. 11th. William Mann Sr. in 12th. Robert Wynn Jr. in 13th. Kevin Ward in 14th. Derek Wynn currently in 15th. Russ Kilgore is out in 16th. James Harris has one shot here to get back around Trey Whitehead to make it 4 wins in a row. Trey came in tonight 5th in points. He stands to pick up a lot of points getting the win here tonight. Pace car is in. When will Trey Whitehead fire? Right about now. Green flag back in the air. Trey Whitehead gets a good jump on James Harris this time. Brock Whitehead and William Mann Jr. battling for third. Back behind, Jim Cook trying to hold on to fifth. Josh Cadill on the outside, though, has some momentum. Jim Cook losing a little bit of ground. Oh, Jim Cook gets together. He actually saves Fornshell. Good move by Jim Cook. He sent Fornshell, but ended up pulling up and helping straighten him out. That was an awesome move. Trey Whitehead way out in front now. James Harris in second. Brock is in third. And William Mann Jr. in fourth. But here comes Josh Cadill. Caution is out. Sheldon Pearson involved. Side by side with Jim Cook. Oh, he snaps loose right in front of Jim Cook. And in front of Garth. Great wreck avoidance by both drivers. Just under 20 laps to go. It's been a rough one for some of these drivers. Garth continues to make his way back toward the front. He is currently in 7th. Biggest mover of the night so far has been Brock Whitehead. Started in 12th. He is up to 9th place. Hey, Brock, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes.
Hey, first off, William
Yeah,
Mann,
there's man.
yeah, he giving you a little love tap. Can you get around James Harris, and can you do anything with Trey?
I don't know. Maybe around James because I got the fresh tires, and it seems like he's struggling on corner exit just a little. But Trey, I don't know. He's kind of on fresh tires, but I'm on a little bit fresher, so I'm gonna try. I did not expect to be up here.
Well, you've definitely made your way to the front a couple of times tonight, but running in third, you started in 12th. You're having a great run tonight.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this. I want to at least try and get a top 5 out of it, if not a win.
I think you may have. I know you got the top 5 covered. You still got it, buddy. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Brock Whitehead running in third. Where is Trey Whitehead? He is choosing to restart on the high side, it looks like. He said, both Trey and Brock have said they have noticed James struggling to get up off the turn. If they have the opportunity to start on the outside, that might allow him to hold him down and might give him the advantage here. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Trey Whitehead gets another good jump. William Mann Jr. to the high side for second. Jim Cook makes a couple of passes. He's now back up to 5th. And the battle is on for second place. William Mann Jr. clears James Harris. Brock Whitehead now making the same move on the high side. James really fighting back on the bottom. Jim Cook having to fight Harley Barletta. Harley now looking for 5th. But James Harris manages to hold on to 3rd. Brock Whitehead tried to switch over, get to the inside. Caution is out. Looks like Sheldon Pearson gets caught again. Oh, William Mann Sr. gets loose off of turn 2. And what a drift by Sheldon Pearson. And what an amazing save by Sheldon Pearson. That was just awesome. Great save, buddy. All right, Trey Whitehead still in the lead. William Mann Jr. up into 2nd now. James Harris to 3rd. Harley Barletta has 4th. Brock Whitehead has 5th. Jim Cook in 6th. Fornshell in 7th. Josh Cadill in 8th. Robert Wynn in 9th. Garth Snyder in 10th. Kevin Ward in 11th. William Mann Sr. in 12th. Derek Wynn in 13th. Sheldon Pearson in 14th. Robert Wynn Jr. on pit road in 15th. Russ Kilgore out. Where will Trey Whitehead choose to start? Will he make the choice? Yeah, it looks like he is going to restart on the... Well, I thought he was going to move to the high side to restart, but apparently not. Lights are out there, stacking back up side by side. Just over 10 laps to go. A lot of fast cars up in the front. Trey Whitehead needs another good restart to clear William Mann Jr. Pace car in. They're down and away. Green flag in the air. 11 laps to go at the line, and Trey Whitehead comes out ahead of William Mann Jr. James Harris, Harley Barletta battling for 3rd. Brock Whitehead right there with them. Fornshell and Jim Cook. Jim Cook trying to make something happen on the high side, but Fornshell comes by on the bottom. And James Harris dives it back in under Harley Barletta. And Trey Whitehead coming down. We'll get 9 laps to go. And it looks like Harley Barletta is up to 3rd now. Almost gets the bumper into William Mann. James Harris still trying to fight for 4th. And Brock Whitehead just started blinking just a little bit. Meanwhile, Harley Barletta battling. He gets past William Mann Jr. for 2nd. Can he run down Trey Whitehead? Trey has a 9-10 caution. Oh, it looks like Fornshell just gets into the back of James Harris. And James Harris gets collected by a few different cars. Fornshell had the nose inside, then Brock Whitehead gets him once he's around. And then Robert Wynn Jr. and William Mann Sr. both get collected. Robert Wynn Jr. had to tow to pit road. Garth Snyder might have been collected in the same incident. Let's see. No, Garth just gets loose out of turn number 2. Just taps the front end on the inside wall. Trey Whitehead is still continuing to lead, but now has Harley Barletta starting beside him. William Mann Jr. in third, Richard Fornshell in fourth. Robert Wynn Sr., now the biggest mover of the race. He is up into fifth after starting in 15th. Josh Cadill in sixth, Sheldon Pearson seventh, Derek Wynn eighth, Kevin Ward ninth, and Jim Cook in 10th. Now, Jim has been back and forth all night. Can he make up any spots here at the end? Greg McDaniel saying he thinks Harley's going to pull it off. Greg, I certainly hope not. Do you see what's on the hood of Harley's car? It's just sad, really. All right, they stack back up for the restart. It'll be 4 to go at the line. Harley Barletta on the high side, Trey Whitehead on the bottom. Green flag is back in the air. Trey gets a huge jump on him this time. William Mann Jr. looks to the inside, can't get to Barletta though. Fornshell up on the high side trying to take third. Trey Whitehead, a little bit of a gap, but Harley is running him down. William Mann Jr. right there with him. Fornshell with him as well. 3 laps to go. Can Trey Whitehead hold him off a little while longer? James Harris currently running in 11th. A rough night after leading the most laps here tonight and winning the 3 previous races. Will not get the win here tonight. 2 laps to go for Trey Whitehead. Harley Barletta ran the fastest lap last time by. Fornshell sideways as William Mann comes through. He manages to get it straightened out. Everybody avoids him. No caution. Coming to the white flag. Trey Whitehead takes the white flag. Harley Barletta 0.3 of a second back. Harley sends it hard into turn 1. Trey gets a good run up off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Off of turn number 4, they drag race to the line, but it is going to be Trey Whitehead for the win. Harley Barletta finishes second. William Mann Jr. is third. Robert Wynn fourth. Fifth is Josh Cadill. Sheldon Pearson is sixth. Derek Wynn seventh. Brock Whitehead eighth. Garth Snyder finishes ninth. James Harris manages to finish in 10th. He will still have the points lead after 3 consecutive wins, but he is going to lose a little bit of ground here. And let's see if we can get our third place finisher. Hey, Junior, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, man, how are you feeling? That was a heck of a third place.
Yeah, man, it got chaotic towards the end. We were 3 wide. I wasn't going to back out of it.
You could tell you were not backing out of that one, man, but it was a heck of a run for you. A back and forth kind of night all night, but starting in 11th, you just continued to march your way forward all night.
Oh, yeah, man. Pedals on the floor. We're going to see what fun happens. And, yeah, it was a good night overall. A lot of fun.
Well, congratulations, man. I'm sure it helps in the points, and it looked like a ton of fun, buddy.
Oh, lots of fun, man. Appreciate you for everybody for watching, and you for always being there for me, you know?
You know I love you, buddy.
Have a good night, man.
You too. All right, let's talk to second place. Harley, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, well, a second place finish, not too shabby tonight.
Yeah, I'll take that. We got mired in the back there for a little while, kept getting turned and whatnot under caution and stuff, but we came back up here and we got a good finish.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It looked like that last couple of laps, you were always faster than Trey. You just couldn't get a run around him.
Yeah, I just had those tires. If we had another lap or so, I probably would have been able to get them, but good win, Trey.
Well, congratulations, man. Another great run, and I'm sure that helps your point situation as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
All right, let's talk to our winner. Trey, congratulations. You broke the streak, buddy.
Freaking go, son. I was nervous as all hell because Harley was on fresh tires, but boy.
He said a couple more laps he might have been able to do something with you, but you just seemed he was able to drive so much deeper in, but he got to your back bumper and you drove away every turn.
Yeah, I sacrificed entry real nice to get that exit speed, and it was working throughout the beginning of the race, so I knew it would work at the end of it. But yeah, Harley was on fresh tires, so I didn't know how it was going to happen, but was able to hold him off with that restart, and 4 laps. It was pretty intense to hold him off. So
I'm sure it was, man, and congratulations because you are only the second winner in 4 races.
yeah, I mean, hopefully we can keep the trend up. Well, I'd like to start, becoming the James of the league, winning a few races in a row. We could use that for the points, but yeah, I mean, glad to finally get the monkey off the back, and we'll see what we can do next week as well.
Well, you finish ahead of Harley, so you'll pick up some points. Obviously, Christian not here. Fornshell finishing further back, so you definitely had a good points night tonight.
Yeah, where did James end up finishing? I
10th.
wasn't able to see. Okay, all right, so we gained some points on him as the leader. Obviously, he's got a lot of points because he got 3 wins in a row, but we'll see how the points shake out and take it from there.
All right, man. Congratulations. Go celebrate. That was a hell of a win.
Hell yeah, appreciate it. Hope it was fun for y'all to watch.
It definitely was.
Have a good one.
All right, Trey Whitehead, out of 4 races, he's only the second winner this season. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much for tuning into both races. It has been an exciting night of racing. Hope you guys had as much fun as we had here in the booth. And thank you again for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for some upcoming surprises, new stuff in broadcasts, and who knows what else. Thank you guys. Hope you had a great night.